My next guest, basketball standout, point guard, 1,000-point club, one of 3 people to ever do it, center fielder for the baseball team. He bats lefty because he is lefty. It's Luke Lefty Wiest.
Thank you.
How you doing, Luke?
Pretty good.
Man, it's good to have you on the show.
Yes.
How's senior year going?
It's picking back up a little bit slow after the break, but overall it's been pretty fun.
This time of year is always like a grind.
Yeah.
Like the first 2-3 weeks back from Christmas break is always like, it's just head down. It's cold. It's gray, you know. But your senior year, man, you got to be excited. Like you're going to college next year. You only have a couple months left at Sacred Heart, a place you spent a ton of time. I mean, what does that feel like? Have you even thought about that yet?
I've been thinking a lot about it, mainly just the new friendships I've been able to make over high school, and then having to think about going off and making new ones. It's very hard to get used to.
Mm-hmm. Well, a place too where it's smaller, you know, thinking you might go to a big school like a public school or something. I feel like that feels like a bigger jump than it will be, though.
Yeah.
You know? So keep that in mind, because it's not. You're gonna love college regardless of where you go. Do you know where you want to go yet? I'm putting some pressure on you here.
Right now, I want to go to Mississippi State probably, but there's always Southern Miss because my dad works there. But Mississippi State's probably first option.
Yeah, Dr. Wiest is a storied professor at Southern Miss. So yeah, that's how I ended up at Southern. Pop's working there, and so nothing wrong with that. I want to get into basketball because I haven't kept up with this season as well as I should have. But you're having a killer season, right? You just hit 1,000 points for your career.
Yes.
Right? I think there's only 2 other people that have ever done that. The only other guy I know that did it was Jeremiah, and Jeremiah is an absolute beast. So you are in elite company. What does that feel like having this season and then also hitting that personal landmark of 1,000 points?
Well, ever since about 8th grade, Jeremiah was one of my mentors on the basketball team, and seeing him hit 1,000 points in the same position that I played, it was always my main goal, like from that point on, that I was going to get in the 1,000-point club. So this year, finally being able to do it after all that hard work, it was finally a tangible thing that I could like see that I finally like reached a goal, especially with how our team's doing this year. Not too many wins, you know, but like it felt like that was a personal win for me.
Mm-hmm. It's weird with like team sport, you know, individual accomplishments. You're excited about it, but then it's also the only reason you get those is because you've had a good team, you know, or you've had good teammates supply you, you know, with assists and stuff like that. Is that something you thought about when you hit that 1,000th point, that shot? That's a cool shot. Your mom's a great photographer, you know.
Yes.
I know she's really into that. But was that something you thought about? Was your teammates?
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, the person who gave me the pass to hit the 1,000th point was Jack Posey, and that was a great thing because we've been on the team together for so long, and he's one of the last seniors remaining with me. So for him to give me that final assist to get to the 1,000 points was huge. And you know, like him and John McKee, the 2 shooting guards that I've always had to pass me the ball, and I've passed them the ball. We've had so many assists over time. That's the main people that I can think of.
So Jack's shooting guard?
Yes.
And you're point guard. But you were saying earlier, like you kind of float. So how does that work? So
right in the past, it's mainly been me and point guard, but this year especially, we've had to work around that, and with my height, I can also play in the post. So whenever a new team comes around, we just make a new game plan with where I'll be playing.
So you're like the Swiss Army knife.
Pretty much.
It's wherever you got to go. Well, that's pretty cool, man. Is that something that you value, like your identity as a basketball player at this school, but then also just personally?
Yes, I do. I do value that because, I mean, when our grade was all like in 7th and 8th grade, the main sports class we're all seniors at that point, and they'd accomplished so much, and even to like this day we'll still like compare ourselves like, oh, well, we're kind of like that grade, and that's how I kind of want to be. And like our whole grade kind of wants to be that way with how we want to be recognized. Like, and the 7th graders now, when they're seniors, they'll still be remembering like and comparing themselves to us.
Well, I mean, just like do you think of yourself as like a basketball player first or a student first or a baseball player? Like for me, it was always soccer, you know, and that was a big part of growing up, you know. How do you see yourself?
I personally see myself as probably a baseball player, just like at heart, but it depends on the season, honestly, because everyone always asks me what's my favorite sport, and I'll just be like, well, in basketball season it's basketball,
right?
And in baseball season it's baseball. So
it's easy for you to compartmentalize depending on what season you're in.
Like at school, I'm in school, and then when I'm in baseball, I'm a baseball player. That's how I feel.
Right. Okay, that's cool. Because I don't see you as being somebody who's like imposing your will at school on people. Like, oh, I play, you know, I'm this hotshot point guard or anything. You seem very down to earth.
Yeah, I try not to, because that just doesn't feel right to me to go around doing that.
I knew it. I could tell. And this is the thing. This is what I love about the show is like we don't know each other super well, but just based on how I've seen you carry yourself, that's pretty much what I would guess. I guess you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but nailed it. I got it right. So, man, that's really cool. Going into college, are you going to try and play basketball?
I've pretty much put that aside for now, just with me wanting to go to Mississippi State. That's a huge SEC college that I don't think I'd be able to play at. But, I mean, there's always could be opportunities later on down the road if I get any offers.
Right. Well, and then also baseball, right? That's the other thing. Like, I personally only played one sport in high school. You played two sports very well. Is baseball something that you'd be looking to do in college? Yeah,
baseball. I'd probably have a better chance just because I have a better build for baseball than basketball, I'd say. So if a JUCO offer might come along my way, but right now there's not really anything along those lines.
Yeah, basketball's tough, man. If you're like not 6'6" at least, it's just that's just luck of the draw.
I know.
You know, it's nothing you can control there. But baseball, we have a great coach, Larry Watkins, you know, absolute legend. What's it like working with him, and what are your expectations for this upcoming season?
Well, working with someone like him, you really tell that any situation we're in, he's always composed, and he's been there before. He knows what he's doing. So it's just great having someone like that to just keep us all calm, and he always has us the most prepared. So going into this season with him, like he makes us feel like we can win state in a year. Right.
And y'all have had the last two seasons, right? Now, one was taken away from COVID, but you had such a bright start. That was 2 years ago. But last year had a great season. What was it like to have, you know, we're traditionally known as a soccer school. What was it like to kind of put baseball on the map a little bit?
It was pretty cool because, I mean, over the past few years with so many changes in coaches and all of that, we haven't really been able to do very much in baseball. And over the past few years, having Coach Watkins come in, and it's really been fun to have people start notice what we've been doing. And I mean, like, all the seniors this year especially have just made it a point to keep on working at it.
Right. Well, that stability at the top helps, but then also Coach Watkins is like one of the hardest working people.
Oh yeah,
he's out at the complex like every day. You know, I love that about him, man. That kind of consistency is something I think we all should strive for in whatever we're doing. So that's really cool. So what should I look out for in this? Because baseball is going to be here before you know it. What should I look out for this upcoming season? I know nothing, so teach me.
I got to think about that because really, with us being in a new league, like since we moved up to 2A, I would look out for how we adjust to that because moving up, I mean, personally, I feel like our division or our district is worse than last year because last year our district had about 3 of the top teams in the state in it. But this year we've moved down, so I would possibly look out for how we act to that because we might play down to the level, but if we can keep playing up to the level we were playing last year, it should be a breeze.
Right. Well, that's the thing. You have stiffer competition. Some people think, oh, well, it should be easier. And it's like, or it should be more difficult, I mean. And it's not necessarily the case. Like sometimes you play your best because you know you have to level up You know, if you know in other situations you can take it easy, sometimes you underperform. So that's something too to impart on as a senior, as a leader on the team, to impart on the younger players as well. Always take it seriously. So, well, that's cool, man. So you moved down to 2A?
We moved up to 2A. We were 1A originally.
Okay.
And a lot of people would say that this is probably an easier district to be in, but that, again, like I said, we got to look out for how, like, whenever district play comes around, if we start losing a bunch of games, you know, that we're probably playing down to a certain level that we shouldn't.
Right. Well, and you don't want to give them bulletin board material either. You know, like, oh, this is gonna be easy. Like that's a banana peel, man. You don't want to slip on that.
No.
So. Well, man, it's exciting. That's such a great facility we have out there as well. It's going to be exciting to watch y'all play, and that's a great senior class too, man. It's going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what are you most excited about?
I'm mainly excited about just spending that last little bit of time with the team, because, I mean, overall, like, the wins and losses are cool, but just being out there with them and, like, listening to the music after the game, and it's all just a great experience. Just that'll be my last ride in sports probably. Yeah, man. Well, my best advice is to enjoy it and treat it like it'll never come around again. Because it could. You know, you can play in college, and intramural sports are great too, but that's going to be a special time at a special place. So really looking forward to that. Yeah, it's going to be a great season. You know what else is great? What? Playing games. What game? Questions about you. We're going to find out who Luke Lefty Wiest really is. So let's get to it. I'm ready. All right, what's your favorite color? Green. For the money? No, I don't really know. I just probably because, like, the green trees and grass. Yeah. Yeah. It's for the money. Maybe. What's your favorite animal? Tiger. Tiger. What kind of tiger? Just like a regular orange one, or like one of those Siberian ones? Probably just like the regular orange one, like the one in the Jungle Book. Like Garfield? Is Garfield a tiger? Well, he's orange. I don't really know if I'd go that far with it. Jungle Book, live action or cartoon? Cartoon. Heck yeah, that's the correct answer. Live action, why are we doing that? I don't know. I've already seen it once. I know what happens. Yeah. You can't make that tiger more scary than the cartoon. I didn't think it was possible. Yeah, so. What is your look? I would say I have just a pretty, like, basic look when you just see me out in the hall, but, like, once you like actually get to know me, it gets, I become a lot different. I'm, I guess, a man of many faces. I mean, out in public, I pretty much just put on a normal look. No one, just don't really talk to many people. But then once you really get to know me, I'll be different. I'll be, like, more chill around you. Right. You're not saying that you're two-faced. No, I wouldn't say two-faced. I would say, like, I just really get to, like, when I really get to know people, right, it's just more fun. Right. Slower to burn. Yes. But once you're burning, you're lit. One could say. I get that. I respect that. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Super speed. Yeah? How fast? Probably like the speed of a bullet. A bullet? Yeah. I'd go speed of light. Yeah, I was thinking about that. But then, like... Would you like to change your answer? Maybe now I might. Yeah. Where would you go if you could go... Like, I'd go to a different planet if I could go speed of light. Yeah, honestly, because you come back and it's like you're never gone. Right. That'd be pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And I've heard, like, you age different at the speed of light. So, like, I'd come back, everyone would be, like, 20, still be the same age. Live forever. Yeah. Control gravity. That's the ultimate superpower because it controls time and space. See, and that's where we live. Other people would be, like, going for telekinesis. I think we really just got down to what the best superpower is. Yeah, I've been trying to spread that news, man. People are like, oh, I want to fly. Well, if you control gravity, you can fly. Yeah. This unlocks everything. It's the cheat code, man. Super speed, you basically can teleport at that point. Yeah, basically. That's what it's about, too. Mm-hmm. Just imagine, like, how many more points you score if you could travel at the speed of light. Just ball goes in the net and just get back. It'd be killer. Mm-hmm. What's one thing about you that people just don't get? Probably like what I was bringing up earlier, like how I'm a little more quiet. But it's not that I'm quiet. It's just I choose to be more fun around the people that like are fun around me.
That you trust.
Yeah, like if you accept me, and then I'll be completely cool around you. You know.
Right. I'm not stuck up. I just don't know you that well yet.
Yeah.
I get that. If you could tell yourself in pre-K, right? That's when you started at Sacred Heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, senior you could go back in time and communicate with 4 to 5-year-old you. What would you tell him?
Oh gosh. I'd probably tell him to focus a little more on that one English class that I did not get a very good grade in. That would be a main thing. You know?
Yeah, but you speak English.
Yeah.
So that should be... It's
Well,
one language.
You see, that's what I've always said, but then English class always just trips me up, you know? Like, they decide to throw in these different things, you know?
Right.
Like a comma. I don't need to use commas.
Just I use the ellipses, the ... or dashes.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only in the future. In 10 years, that's the only punctuation we'll have as a human race.
Yep.
I mean, that's facts.
I can't see any way to argue that.
Emojis and ... That's it. All right. How do you want to be remembered at Sacred Heart?
I want to be remembered as a kid that wasn't just made by one thing. You know, a lot of people are like, he's the athlete, he's the star baseball player. I don't really care about that. I want to just be like, I want to be a rounded person. He wasn't just one thing.
Complex.
Yes.
You're like an onion, layers. Yeah, man, that's cool. I think you are that. You know, it's so much fun to ask people that because very rarely do they get it wrong. You know, or how I want to be remembered is completely different from who I am at the time. You know, I think that is you, not just athletically. You know, you do well in school, and honestly, the biggest thing, man, why I asked you earlier is you seem nice. You know, especially with the younger kids, and people see that, man. I think that's important to be nice, and how you treat kids and animals really is indicative of your character. And for you, that's very good. So, man, I'm proud of you. I know Sacred Heart is, and we're going to miss you, but we're going to enjoy you while we have you still, and really looking forward to finishing out basketball season, and the baseball season to come is going to be exciting. So thanks for sitting down and talking with me, and, man, just have a great rest of your senior year.
Yes, thank you.